So when teaching development and intercultural education, I think it's really important that children are as active as possible, that it's a really engaging lesson that the children are going to look forward to. So I would often bring the children outside and kind of play games that are socially distanced, but also still maintain that fun and investigative nature of a lesson that you want them to look forward to. So I suppose one format that you could take for intercultural and development education that kind of explores inequality might take the format of giving the children lots of different profiles that involve characters of different socioeconomic backgrounds, gender, nationality, culture, religion, lots of different backgrounds and different profiles. So for example, my profile might be a 9-year-old girl living in Malawi who doesn't have access to running water. Maybe I have to work on the farm a lot because my family needs it, so I don't get to go to school. Or whatever you're studying at the time in class. So if you're doing lessons on refugees, maybe one of the characters is somebody who has just moved to Ireland fleeing war in Syria. So all of the children have different profiles of varying backgrounds, I suppose. And then as the teacher, you read out a series of statements. So for example, one statement might be, take a step forward if you think you will be able to easily access a college education. So an awful lot of the profiles won't step forward. The more, I suppose, privileged, affluent profiles will be able to take a step forward. And eventually, you might have other cards like, take a step forward if you think you'll drive a car when you grow up. And then again, more children will step forward, more won't. And by the end of the game, the children will get a really good visual representation of how of social inequality, and you can kind of tailor it to what you're doing with your children in your classroom. So if you're studying inequality in Ireland, you might include a profile that deals with direct provision or homelessness or whatever. So it can be very easily tailored to whatever you're teaching yourself at the time. I also love a website called World's Largest Lesson, which aims to promote the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs. So what I would do here is they have a lot of resources pitched to lots of different levels that obviously cater for a huge range of issues, that explore a huge range of issues, from peace and injustice, from taking care of our planet, inequality, global inequality, poverty. All of the SDGs are explored on the website, and they provide loads of resources. So what I would do is maybe pick 5 of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and give those particular SDGs to different groups, and make those groups kind of really hone in on that particular SDG. So if it's life underwater, is their SDG, they might come up with a superhero. So all of the groups will come up with a superhero that's going to tackle their particular SDG. They'll do loads of research on iPads. They might come up with posters campaigning for their SDG, campaigning for action in relation to their SDG. They might design costumes for their superheroes. So they might have, for life under the sea, they might have a scuba suit and rubbish stuck to their scuba suit or whatever, incorporating art, I suppose. And then they might link in with English, and they might write a persuasive speech to the Taoiseach, maybe, it might be to the principal of the school, to the local county council, whatever it is. And they will write a speech in relation to their SDG and how to tackle their SDG. So there's loads of different ways you can link it into any subject in the curriculum, really. And there's loads of resources on that website, World's Largest Lesson.